Conferencia, el dilema de las comunicaciones en el gas LP, la brecha entre la realidad de un combustible moderno y la percepción pública, a cargo de la señora Alison Abbott, directora de Comunicaciones de la WLPGA de Francia. Bienvenida, señora Abbott.
Hola, buenas tardes. I still don't speak Spanish, so I'm sorry. I'm going to give my comments in English. But before I start, I'd like to really warmly thank Alejandro and his very talented team for welcoming us here again. This is becoming a fixture on our global important events calendar, and congratulations, it's a fantastic event. So I'd just like to say a quick word about the organisation that I represent, the World LPG Association, in case anybody doesn't know who we are. We are the global body and we promote LPG worldwide. We're a small team based in Paris, and two of my colleagues are here with us. We have over 300 members and we cover 125 countries. And we're basically present and we welcome anyone who is in the industry to be part of this global community. So what I'd like to speak to you today about is something that I'm going to call the communications paradox. And why? Because we see that there's a disconnect between the importance of our industry and the sort of presence that it has in terms of communications. So let's look at what people were looking for in the past 2 years when they searched on the internet just generally. So you can see that they were looking for royal weddings, sports, global leaders. They weren't looking for this. If you do look for LPG or propane, what you tend to get is you get a lot of market data, industry data, but you also get a lot of explosions and things that go boom. So we don't necessarily have the best presence, and it's something that we need to work for. But let's ask ourselves, why not? If you look at these pretty compelling statistics that I won't read out, but we have the solution today to many of the issues that are facing the world. Whether it's climate change or health related, we've got the solution today. So why do we not get the attention that we deserve? Why do so few people care about us? Is it because we're not new? We've been going for like 100 years or so. Are we not cool? A great big tanker's not so cool. A lot of the LPG is fossil. This may be changing. Now, this goes against what we're going to hear later, but we are perceived a little as low-tech, and in many countries, we may be perceived as yesterday's fuel. Yet we have a story. We have a story for indoor air pollution, outdoor air pollution, hybrid electric LPG cars. Now, in Japan, there's a really cool new taxi that's come out, and it looks great, but it's not really getting the attention it deserves. An adoption by large customers. Again, this comes back to autogas, which my colleague Philippa will talk about later, but a lot of what we see in the US is large-scale adoption in fleets, and they're great stories. And also there are new technologies like smart meters that are coming on board that we really need to shout about. So there are stories to tell, but I was looking back, and one of the biggest, most recent stories is quite a long time ago. It's when our Queen Elizabeth, she converted one of her Rolls Royces to working on LPG, and that was quite a big story at the time. But there are applications where LPG is the perfect fuel, and it's not as good as anything else. It's better than anything else. Look at generators. Now, this is an application where when you need a generator to work, it's got to work. So why can't we buy more LPG generators? We have a lot of work to do in terms of communications to applications manufacturers. Now, I know it's not easy, and it's part of my job as the Global Communications Director, that what we communicate around here in Colombia may be very different than the messages that we're trying to communicate in France, where I live, or in other parts of the world. Some things are universally true that we know, but there are big differences as well. It's a fragmented industry, and there are lots of applications, and often there's limited understanding of these applications, particularly at government level. So in terms of communications, we don't have a fair fight, but we have to fight for it. You guys, everybody here, you want to make a profit. You have customers to service, the people that you sell your product to, and you have products to deliver. So what can we do? What I'd like to do is actually focus on a couple of things that we can all do. We can all do now. We can do and start to implement when we go home. So when you talk to your clients, you have two kind of clients. You've got the consumers, that's the people and the customers and the businesses that you sell to. There's also the governments. Now, why do governments matter? We're in the energy business, and governments are key to the success or otherwise of our business. Their decisions can make or break an industry. Let's just have a look at what's happening pretty much in Europe, where I am, but it's coming globally. Now, decisions are being taken today that are going to affect our industry for the next 20 to 30 years. So let's just look at upcoming bans of petrol on diesel cars. Look at all these cities, and it's not just Europe, it's around the world, and it's coming. Even in Stuttgart, which is the home of Mercedes. It's a global phenomenon, and it's happening. And what does that mean for us? It means there's an opportunity. And it's not just transport. Let's look at heating oil. The heating oil movement is also coming on board. It's happening in Belgium, in Norway, and other countries are looking at this. So there's more potential market share for us and for you guys. But we have to get our messaging right. We have to get our communications right so that we can take that share of the market. So, government communications, it's mind-boggling. A lot of decisions that are being taken now, we have to talk to governments, we have to get through the mist so that we make sure that we're saying the right messages and talking to the right people. So, the time for communications is now. Now, there's one thing that sets us apart from any other industry, and it's actually something that Mauricio talked about just now. If you're a client of another fuel, say electricity or natural gas, the only contact, think about this, the only contact you may have with your supplier is actually when you get the bill at the end of the month or quarter. We're different. We go door to door. We talk, have proximity to our customers. And this is something that is a real sort of plus in our side. So, what can we do? What can we do to make advantage of this? I think we should turn everybody who works in this industry into an ambassador. I think let's teach everybody the absolute basics of why LPG is great. There's great material available. I'm going to go through some of the free material that we've produced. We must speak with one voice. I know a lot of companies are doing it already, but let's do it more. Let's organize training sessions, organize a barbecue and get all your guys together, but make sure that they understand the key universal benefits and show what it does for people, not just in your country, but all around the world, because then they see what an exceptional energy that we have. And we mustn't do communications just for communication's sake, because we have limited budgets and we have to make the most of it. We have to have one clear goal in mind, and that's actually to increase market growth. Now, most customers, contrary to what you might think, don't buy LPG because they like cylinders and think they're pretty. They buy LPG because they want to power something. And they like LPG for those sort of great benefits that we know. It's portable, it's clean, we can control the heat very easily. They buy it because of what's inside. So, it's all about this pie. So you guys, you may all be competing with each other. And you're all probably after a bigger slice of the pie. But how about if we actually make that pie bigger so we all get more, we all sell more gas, sell more products, sell more cylinders? How do we do that? How do we make our pie bigger? One of the solutions has got to be new applications. New applications mean new growth. We have to tell people about the things that run on LPG. I go all over the world. We're very, very lucky. We go to lots of different countries, and everywhere you go, they'll use LPG for something else. And you talk about what they use it for, and they go, you use LPG for that? And people are surprised. We need to educate everybody about this global possibilities. We developed a website called the Applications Database website, which I urge you to go and have a look at, because that actually goes through all the applications that you can imagine for LPG. And it's a fantastic source of inspiration on how exceptional our energy actually is. Now, so we can educate ourselves, train everyone in the company, motivate them, make them passionate about this industry. Explain to your customers, maybe when you're going to see them, you know, you can give them a little bit of a pep talk, and promote applications in new ways. The thing is, though, if we find out, we go to the LPG apps and we think, oh, I kind of like this application, but it's not available in my country, how do we engage with applications manufacturers? We're doing a lot of that work, but there's a lot of cheap and free ways that you can do it as well. And one of the powers of that is by social media. Twitter, for example, if you tweet to a company, chances are that they will see it. Companies like Air France that we have a lot of engagement with, we've tweeted to them as a personally, if we don't like something, they get back to you because it's public. So it's not a wasted effort. And Facebook, who's on Facebook? Lots of people. Go to the Facebook page of a company that produces an application that you think is cool. Say, why isn't this available in my country? It's only by having a critical mass that we're going to get there. Oops, I missed one. So I do think that we can build on a future, but we have to work together. And because of that, we have to use what's available and speak with one voice. So what I'd like to just show you now, for everything that I've said, is I'm going to show you 3 easy and free solutions that we've developed for you, for our global community. And we urge everyone here to use these and adopt these because they will work and they will help. So, the first one is this little guy, Superboy. I hope that you've heard a lot about exceptional energy today, and thank you for everybody who's been promoting it. Wherever we go in the world, LPG has a different name. So it can be GPL in France, it's autogas, propane in the US. There's no common name even for our product. So there we already have a barrier to like global identification. So we've produced and developed Exceptional Energy, the brand. We encourage everybody to use the logo, use it on your websites, on your presentation, on your products. It shows that you're a member of this LPG community and it unites us as a professional and quality family. Number 2, if somebody from Colombia goes and speaks to this government, starts giving them facts and figures and they go, yeah, this is great. Then somebody in South Africa talks to a government with different figures. That's the potential to weaken already sort of small voice is catastrophic. We must say the same statistics. We must be consistent. So we've developed a toolkit called the Charter of Benefits. Now, this was developed with a working group, members of the WLPGA, and it's grown to a pretty massive charter. We're very proud of it. It's had a massive amount of adoption. What we did was we split the key 6 benefits of LPG into sort of 6 pages. Each one has a set of statistics, and those statistics are maybe climate change statistics or NOx or COx, CO2 statistics. It's not just us that have thought of them. We've worked with the World Health Organization and bodies like that to agree on these statistics. Within that, on our website, what we have is a whole toolkit of this. So this document is available to download and print and use. There's a PowerPoint presentation about it that's there for you. There's a little video for each one that's there for you. And there are 100 of these statistics that are there as JPEGs that you can use in your social media, in your presentations, in presentations to government or journalists. So I encourage you to have a look at those, because if you can talk with those statistics, let us know. And if you don't agree with any of them, let us know. We also, based on the, on the success of that, we launched a Charter of Benefits for cooking for life, for autogas, for power generation, and we will do that increasingly because we feel that we want to dive deeper into into various markets where we're having specific campaigns. This is the third video. So this video you actually saw earlier today. Now, we realize that we've got a lot of, we produce a wealth of data, some very, very in-depth reports. What we were missing was a pretty significant piece in the communications pie, and that was a back to basics, what is LPG? We didn't have it. So we produced this video, we did it last year. It's about an 8-minute full video, but it's also available in 4 chapters. It's free to anybody. It's a great thing to use if you're having meetings with your staff. Show them the video. If you've got new people joining your organizations, show them the video. It's easier than chucking a document at them. It's free, as I said, but it's a very big file. So if you would like a copy, just let me know and I'll have to send it to you, because unfortunately we can't have it for download. But so 3 things to help you. 3 free, easy, done things. Saves you time and money. Exceptional energy, the logo, the Charter of Benefits, and the video, all there for you to help combat this dilemma that we have. But we'll get there. Now, that concludes my comments. I just wanted to push out a reminder for the World LPG Forum, which will take place in Amsterdam in September. It's an event that we run every year. I know a lot of people here already attend and support it. This year promises to be one of the biggest events we've ever had. It's in conjunction with the European LPG Association. So we look forward to seeing as many people as are able to come to Amsterdam next month. Thank you very much.